Hello everyone, welcome back to the Evo First, and this time we're going to talk about the Abyss Craft. Abyss Craft get a lot of interesting cards, which I think is one of the archetypes with the most variant deck in this expansion. Without further ado, let's talk about it. First, Yokai Abyss. This one is a new archetype in the Abyss Craft, and one of the archetype that has a lot of potentials. It just depends on your favorite gameplay in this craft. Either it control, mid-range, discard, aggro, etc. This deck can be very sublime and very flexible. But this time, I tried to make a control yokai deck which focusing on mill. In this one, I put quite a lot of consistency cards. I need to make sure that I have the card in my graveyard, in my hand, and in my field. I have two win conditionals in here. The first one is Kinsetsu, and the second one is Israfil. And I'm must hoping they get buried as soon as possible, so we can revive them in curve with Death Breath at the 6th cost. I think you can also put Aragavi to combat with the Demonium to give your opponent quite threatening damage in the early stage, while he can be used for AoE remover in the mid to late game. But this time, I'm using Israfil to do that job. What I love from this deck is Yuzuki Ratius Demon. Dude, basically now Abyss have cost 3, deal 5 damage, while at the same time become a follower at 6 cost to remove any aura followers. For example, your opponent summon Aether to summon Aegis. Now Abyss can answer that with only one card. Just summon Yuzuki Ratius Demon with Necrocharge stand active. And as you can see, this deck is very easy to get the Necrocharge stand on curve. We have Bone Chimera, Grave Desecration, Spartan Surgeon, and even Wing Hour Flask can help us to filter our hand and discard card that we want in our graveyard. And then Kasha can help you deal 1 damage and can bury 1 card from the top of your deck. And in here, I bring 3 Jasiki Warashi. You can basically discard your Gensetsu that which come to your hand too early to your graveyard, and then get 1 health and draw 2 cards. And for the end game, as you can see, we can use Gensetsu Great Foxes combined with the Suten Doji if we can get them together. But I think Gensetsu herself is already a good card. The second one, Aggro Abyss. Who doesn't like this archetype? Especially for everyone who has playing Abyss because their aggro potentials. Aggro Abyss get even more tools in this expansion. Aragavi, Bear Pelt Warrior, Antelope Pelt Warrior, and still many more. Sanguine aggro become more and more aggressive in this expansion. Having Last Omen is already fast, but the deck become more even faster with the support of the Beast Arena BP06 archetype. And be rejoiced for all Abyss Craft user. Now we have a good AoE remover, which is what we need from BP01, guys. Aragavi can make your life more easier now. And now the cost is very expensive, but it's better than nothing. And as I said in the previous videos, having Babsata in aggro is a no-brainer pick. And in here, I bring 2 Righteous Devils because we still need to keep your opponent in check. For example, like a Marwyn, and then any other big follower that prevent you to get to your opponent face. And also, I bring Jerabane, which is the father of any aggro deck. And because this deck has a very low hand, Jerabane shine even brighter. But nonetheless, this deck is very versatile in opening hand, since you have a lot of options now than before. As for finisher, there are quite a lot, such as Jerabane, Dark General, Aragavi, and of course, Falneric. The third one, Vampire Abyss. Yep, you read it right. Vampire, or most known as Bad Abyss, is already playable in this expansion. The new additional Unleash the Nightmare and Rookie Succubus give this deck quite consistency. I really love how that new spell giving threat to your opponents with a board princess, even though they're only tokens. And also, it's giving you additional hand size to prevent you from hand out. Having a tempo card such as Lyria, Babshata, and then Cerberus, also Yuzuki, giving you a lot of nice tempo in here. This deck can be quite problematic against Heaven Egg, since you can generate the token quite easy and buff them whenever you want, or sacrificing them to Fania, and your opponent will be wastedly using their resources to clear your board, and I think that's your advantage in this deck. This is one of the most rogue deck in this expansions. Okay, that's it for the Abyss Craft, and as you can see, there's a lot of variants which you could try it yourself, and I must admit that Abyss Craft right now is very unique and it can do a lot with that craft. That's it for today, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next video. See ya!